Hello everyone, it's Robin here and welcome. I'm excited to see you all today. So I have my Kindle here. I also have my reading journal, and today we'll be updating my reading journal for the month of May. Funny story, I read one book, but we're gonna review that book. I'm gonna fill out my monthly page, and I'm gonna be building a star rating system guideline page for my journal here, which I think it's about time that I put that in there. This video is in collaboration with my great friend Tracie over at Midwest Craft Chat. We do these monthly reading journal updates together, which is so much fun. I always enjoy seeing what Tracie's up to in her reading journal, as well as seeing what she's been reading. So I'm gonna put a link down below for you so you can go visit that. I'll be doing that after this video, but right now I'm gonna flip the camera down and we're gonna get started. I read Funny Story by Emily Henry on my Kindle this month. I was very excited for this book. It was just released and downloaded it right away on my Kindle. We'll talk about this here in just a moment. As I mentioned, I'm going to be doing a few things in my reading journal this time around. I'm going to be building a star rating guidelines, and I'm going to put this right in the front here. And we'll get back to this page at the end. We'll do this last. I'm going to go past my trackers here and go right to my review section so that we can finish this off with the book. These are all the books that I've read and the reviews that I've done, and we are on this page here. I have a bunch of stickers on the side here that are on my Etsy shop, which we will get to as we do. So I read A Funny Story by Emily Henry, and the first thing I want to do is put a photo of the book cover in here. Not really a photo, it's a graphic. How about that? So I print these graphics in 3 different sizes. This is 2.5 inches, this is 2 inches, and then this is 1.5. And I'll show you where all of these go. I do the larger book here, and I just find these. You can do a Google search, you can get them off of Goodreads. I tend to also like to go to Amazon and pull the images from there, and then I just print them off. I have sticker paper here, so I use sticker paper. Let's pull this off a second to make it a little easier. So that's what I use, but I'm gonna put this right here so that we have it set, and then we'll be able to talk about this book. Get it somewhat straight, right? There we go. Okay, so I set this up by using a very skinny washi, and I try to blend with the book because I think that's fun, but it just kind of makes my pages happen. So Funny Story is by Emily Henry, and it's about Daphne and Miles. And I put 3 things about the book here, which I've already done. And the gist of it is Daphne's fiance dumps her for his childhood bestie. And now Daphne is living with the bestie's ex-boyfriend Miles as roommates, but now they're fake dating. So that's what the gist of the story is. Sounds like it could be a really fun romantic comedy. We got all of this mixture of people happening here. The second thing I wrote about this book is it has awesome library and winery settings. So Daphne is a children's librarian, so we do get that vibe going on in there, which is really cool. And Miles works at a winery, so we get that whole winery thing. So I really loved that about the book. The settings were really nice. And number 3, they're unlikely people thrown together in a breakup. A romantic comedy? Maybe. It's messy though, and also kind of sad. And so I will tell you this. I had some troubles. I had some troubles with this book, but I did like it. Don't get me wrong there. I did like this book, and but I had a few troubles. So let me lay down these star ratings right here so we can fill that out. And I'm going to give this book, I'm coloring this in with a gold mild liner. I'm giving her like 3.5 stars. Now when we go to the guidelines, you'll see what I'm doing with my star ratings, but 3.5 star means I did like it, but there were parts of it that just left me kind of, I don't know. It was okay. I liked it okay. How about that? I liked this book okay. I think that I was having more troubles with the breakup part of Daphne and Miles, and not that that was a problem necessarily, but breakups are depressing and serious and all of those things, and while there's a romantic comedy thing involved, it had that other tone to it, and I think that's just what was throwing me, I guess, about it. So this was 395 pages on the Kindle, and I will call it a romance because that's what it was. So I think for me, 3.5 stars is good. It's still a good book. I just wasn't like drawn to it like, oh, I have to continue to read this book. I was a little bit of a struggle about it because there were parts that I loved and parts that I was just, okay, it's okay. So Daphne and Miles, funny story, an okay little romantic comedy by Emily Henry. So there we have that page. Let's go into my tracker pages to make sure I've filled all these out. So I did read this on a Kindle. I already filled that in. This is just Mildliner I'm using. For the month of May, I read one book, 395 pages. I want to put the book on my bookshelf, and this is where I use this 1.5 inch size, and we can just place it right here on my shelf with the rest of the books I've read. Super cute, super cute. And then my next page, oh, this is my reading genres, and I didn't put this in here. So it's romance. I'm going to write it right up here on this top book. Funny story. And I'm looking at this, so I'm reading a lot of romance and a lot of historical fiction, which, like, The Duke and I could also be in romance. I could fill out some other areas. I definitely need more magical realism and fantasy going on, and mystery, and even thriller. So I need to look at some of these different genres. My TBR 5, I still need to read The Nightingale and The Wishing Game. Very excited about both of those, and that is the end of the tracker pages. So let's go to the front of this. What I want to do before I build my rating, my star rating, is I want to do the monthly page. So here's January, and what I'm using are the monthly page kits that you can find on my Etsy shop at ohelloRobin. I will link all those down below. And I put down the books that I've read, and in the 2.5 inch size, I put my favorite book for the month, and then I use this 2 inch size for the other books. But because I only have one book, I think I'll put it in the 2.5 because that was my favorite book I read this month because it was the only book. Look, I only read one book here too, but it was Pride and Prejudice. So sometimes that happens, right? And oh, April. Yeah, I read a lot of books in April. So we're going to use this here, and we're going to fill this out. So let me take this piece out of here, and we'll put this aside, and we'll use this May to go right at the top. This strip is so pretty. So the May is so gorgeous. I love this purple color. Definitely love this purple color. And I'm just going to line her up right here using the top set of dot grid lines. And then I'll use this bottom strip right at the bottom. And it just immediately decorates the page, right? Now this kit comes with another sheet with it that you can get. You can also get it without the month if you're interested in that. I'm using these to do some monthly moments in my planner, which has been a lot of fun too. But I also found a great use for it here in my journal. So I'm going to put these two right down here so I can write down how many books I read and how many pages. So where's my pen? I'm just using a Micron 01. I've been having fun playing with this pen lately, so just writing the word books, and over here I'll write pages, and let me use this thicker Flair pen. So I read one book, and it was 395 pages. Cool. That was May. And this is the book. So I think I'll just put her right in the middle, just like so. And I want to leave room to put a star rating. So we'll just go right there. Kind of blends in, right? And I want to pull one of these stars in. I don't see my tweezers on my desk, so we'll just go like this. And I'll put this right underneath and color it in again with my 3.5 stars because I liked it just find. There we go. And I do also like to put a quote in, and I have a quote. So let's go ahead and write that. Okay, so the quote for this book is, if a person lets you down, it's time to reconsider what you're asking of them. And that was from Daphne. Daphne and Miles, I mean, they just have the struggle with each other with these breakups. And it just feels like Daphne is done with her fiance, Peter. But Miles and his girlfriend, Petra, who went with Peter, those are the childhood besties, seems like maybe he would take her back. I don't know. But, you know, they're talking through all their breakups and whatnot. And this is Daphne's point of view. You know, maybe it is time to reconsider what you're asking them if they let you down. Because, you know, we really are all the leader in our own happiness. So I thought that was very appropriate for this book. So there we have May, and we have our funny story. Let me know down below if you read this book. I would love to hear from you and what you felt about it. I know a lot of people are loving it and giving it very high ratings. I still enjoyed it. Gave it a 3.5. Still means it's a great book, which we're going to find out here when I lift this over here, and we're going to work on this page here because I'm really excited to put this star rating guidelines page together. I'm going to use this monthly page kit because it blends with the colors here. This is from January, and this is how you can get it without the title. And I thought, oh, that would be perfect right here over on this side. So I'm going to use this to kind of give it some, I just ripped my sticker. So there we have that. I'm going to give this a little bit of decor this way. So let's put this right at the bottom, just like so, and give it a start. So in star ratings, it's 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, that type of thing. So what I want to do is make sure this doesn't go over the top of this, but I do need this out. But I'll take it out once I do this because I need to make sure my boxes don't go atop. I'm going to use these boxes. I think it'll work. I think this will definitely work if I keep them going like this, because if you turn that over, then you can't see that, which is what I want to do. So let's put this top one down first. So I'm going to use this line as my guide, like so. Let's put this bottom one down next, right about there, like so. I'm just using basically the same spacing that I have here on my sheet. So we'll go right about here. Does that seem about right? Might work. And I'm doing this with the decor parts sitting here at the top, and I'll just kind of even this like so. This one seems a little crooked. We can fix that. So I print my stickers on a premium white matte sticker paper, which means it's easy to write on with any pen, but they're also removable. It doesn't look that crooked, but I can kind of straighten it a little bit. So you can remove them, as you can see, fairly easily. I'm just going to kind of swing it down a touch. There. Okay, I think that'll look nice, and I think when you close it, it still hides it. So let's pull this out. I think that's going to look cool. Let's pull this out so we can get our star rating guides in order. So I have my star rating here, found my tweezers, and I'm going to use this mild liner. I think the color will blend to write in the numbers. Actually, I'm going to use the pointy side. There we go. And I want to do my 5-star at the top because I think that's where it should be. So I'm going to write a big 5 there, and then I'm going to write 4 here, 3, 2, and then I'll put a 1-star down at the bottom. Okay, look, that blends nicely. Love this color palette. Now we can put the stars on. I tend to read a lot of books that might fall into these upper categories because I'm really picky about the books I actually pick up and start reading. So chances of really liking them are high. Although I do have some that have surprised me, and they could get lower marks, but we will get into that too as we go down the row here. And there's that. So what I want to also do then is color these in. I don't know if I want to use the gold or if maybe I want to just stay with this blue to keep it all the same. Maybe I'll do that. Look, we're being artsy now. So let's color these in. Okay, now we're going to decide what the star ratings mean. So what is a 5-star book in my mind? What is the guidelines I'm using? What is 4-star? What is 3-star? What is 2? And what is a 1-star? So let's get to that. A 5-star book is this. Okay, so for 5 stars, this book is, I loved it. I couldn't put it down. This book consumed me. I'm obsessed with it. It's amazing. So that's my 5-star reads. Now, what have I read that was 5-star reads? We can look back in here real quick and we can see 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Yes, that book. I could not put that book down. Absolutely love that book. The Women. Oh, I loved that book too. Oh, and The Worst Wingman Ever. That was a short by Abby Jimenez, and I gave that 5 stars. And I don't, shorts, you know, tend to be too short to get that much, but yeah, I loved that. Hester almost got there, but I really loved that book. So those are some 5-star reads for me. And so there we have that. Okay, so now a 4-star read for me, well, it's this. Okay, so for 4 stars, that book would be, I really liked it, and I may have even loved it. The parts that it may be missing is the whole consuming me obsession amazing situation, although it could still be amazing. This book would be easy to read and pick up, and it does keep calling to me. So that's my 4-star read. Okay, now let's get into, oh, what did I say was 4 stars? Let's look on here. Oh, Lessons in Chemistry. Yeah, I really liked that. I really liked that book a lot. It didn't obsess me as much as like 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I loved that book. Hester was in between both. Almost hit there. And we have, you have a lot of 5s over here. Oh, Barbara. Yeah. Loved Barbara. That one, she was just a little long. Just a little long, but I loved it because I love Barbara Streisand. Okay, let's look at the 3-star reads and what that means. So a 3-star read can still mean it's a good book. So let's do this. So for 3, I liked it just fine. I may have had some struggles, but overall, I liked the story. So this should have the word had in it, but you know what? We're in ink now, so I have to go like that. Okay, see, that's, you know what? That is appropriate for a 3. It's a little unbalanced for me. You know, it's a hit. It's like, I don't know, but I liked it just fine. It was still a good story. I still liked the story. So for me, Funny Story fell in between 3 and 4 at 3.5 stars. And that seems appropriate for me because it was, I liked the book, I liked the story, but there was just some things about it that I don't know. I'm not sure about. Okay, for a 2-star rating for me, it's going to be this. It's okay, but just not the story for me. So there are some things that I'll try. It might be a genre thing, it might be a mood thing, it might be a character thing, a setting thing, I don't know. Just something about it is just not for me, and it's lackluster in terms of wanting to pick it up and read it. It's a real struggle. It's a real struggle for sure. And last but certainly not least is our 1-star. Let's do that one. Okay, so a 1-star book for me is I likely wouldn't or didn't finish it and send it straightly to the DNF graveyard, which is the did not finish graveyard. Now I'm not gonna rate a book that I didn't finish, but to get to that level, I'm probably not finishing it. So you're not gonna see many 1-star ratings. You're probably not gonna really see many 2-star ratings either, because if a book is not for me and I can't just read, if it's that big of a struggle, I'm really just not going to read it. Now, I keep talking about struggle and easy, and I think what I'm going to do here, let me do it in this pen, because that is a thing for me. So up here, these books, are easy to read. So I'm going to do this. They are easy for me to pick up and read. And then down here, it's more of a struggle. So we have that going on right there too. And you'll see 3 falls right into both of them. So that's the spot right there. That's where 3 lives. Middle of the road. The middle of the road books. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, let's grab this and put this back in here. And I think this was a great way to do this. And it took me a while to just really figure out. I was just, you know, when I'm rating books, I'm kind of giving it my instinctual rating. So I'm really happy that I put the star rating guidelines right here in my journal. It is great to have something tangible to look back on to see what I'm using when I'm going through these pages, and it looks really cool. There's February, March, April. Here we have May. Oh, if you want to see ahead, here's what June is going to look like. Yes, we're heading into summer, so I'm really excited. I don't have a book I'm reading right now, so I could use some ideas. If you have some, let me know. I may need to cleanse my palette from romances for a bit. I might need to read maybe a mystery or a thriller or even historical fiction, but I'm excited to get into all the summer romances, but I might need a little break for just a moment. I would love to hear from you down below. If you have any ideas about that, or how you go about rating your books. What do you use as your guideline? I would love to hear about that as well. I'm going to put a link down below also to Tracie's channel at Midwest Craft Chat. She is doing a video over there on her reading journal. I'm excited to see what she read for the month of May and what she is doing in her journal. So definitely, I hope to see you all there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!